Hello and welcome to another episode of the NBA 2K podcast. I am your host, RF Ribeiro, and in this episode, we're going to talk a little bit more about the shooting RNG, a little bit more about lane steals, if they're actually an issue or not, as well as touching a bit more on the overall look and feel to the game so far. We're just over a week in, or I guess you could say a week in as of today. Officially, it would be tomorrow because of the global launch on Friday, but because of early tip-off, today is just over a week. So, first week impressions. I think it's probably still a little early to talk about things and like how is the game going to look a month, 2 months from now. It could be different, but we're 1 week in. There's already been a patch. Nothing significant, really. It's something small. It actually came out a few days ago, but I didn't talk about it because I didn't think it was worth talking about. And yeah, so a week in, the game is I'll say this. There was more hype this year than I think I remember there being in at least the last 5-6 years. I don't remember there being this much hype. In general, the general feeling of NBA 2K25 for computer, for Steam, for consoles. For some reason, this year 25 felt like people were really hyped going into it, but now a week in, it's nowhere near the most played 2K, I don't think, in comparison to the previous few years of 2Ks. I feel like there's people that are, like, I know a lot of people that play 2K every year. I know a lot of people. And there are a lot of people playing 2K a week in still, but there's also, it doesn't feel as addicting as last year or the year before. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't mean that the game is a failure. I'm just speaking about, the people that I have added, the people that I follow, and just kind of having a look at things. And of course, the biggest gripe is, people having trouble with defenders as well as shooting. And it's only a week in to the game. But a week into the game, people still crying. 2K is likely to make changes. And if they are to make changes, there are two things that they might do. It doesn't mean that it's two things that I want them to do. It's two things that they might do because they've done them before. And that is boost shooting and nerf defense. So in this case, steals, specifically lane steals. And there's videos in the NBA 2K subreddit where it's an actual video of a character sliding across to grab a steal because he pressed the button at the right time, but because of his positioning not being in the right place, his character got slid into the ball. And unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, he got the steal. Should he have gotten the steal? Probably not. If the character is sliding across the court to get the steal. If you have a 99 steal, 99 perimeter defense, should you be able to get lane steals that maybe other people can't get? Yes. But not in a way where it glitches your character out, because then that that obviously shouldn't happen, right? Should your character be sliding? Is that because if that's part of the game, then uh, I guess somebody should say something about that. Like, hey, we know that you can slide across the court to grab a steal, and it's by design. Like, that's all it would take. Somebody could say that from 2K, and we'd have a better understanding of lane steals if that was the case. But of course, I'm kind of just half joking, and that's not a thing that 2K wants. I can safely assume 2K wants steals to look proper, and a lane steal should have a character. You press the button at the right time, and you move into the ball in a realistic way. The same way that we don't like glitchy offensive moves, we probably don't want glitchy defensive moves. That's basically the short of it, the summary of it. There's somebody saying that the worst thing about this 2K is actually the user interface for the jump shot creator, and that is actually quite the oversight that honestly I would want to know why they did it the way that they did, and not like previous years where it's a list, alphabetical, and you use the trigger buttons on your controller to swap through the lists, to find the jump shots that you want. This year, you have to go bottom to top, and you can sort the list. You can sort it so that it changes, if you want to sort by release height, or you want to sort by name, you want to sort by availability, you could do that, but it's not as nice as last year with the list. It's an oversight, something that could easily be fixed, I would think, and hopefully something that is implemented in a future update still this year. It's something they could do this year. It doesn't have to wait till next year, but we'll see. It's a small thing, but it definitely something very helpful. People should not have to scroll down, 100 names or whatever it is to find a base. Just make the list. Just have it be like last year. I don't know why we had to change that from last year. This was an interesting post, also on NBA 2K subreddit. And if you do want to read these, just go on there. I'm not even going to link them in the description this time. You can just go and scroll through, and they'll be there because these are highlighted. These are top viewed or commented on or upvoted in the NBA 2K subreddit as of this podcast releasing. This year's 2K is really just exposing how bad some of the community actually is on defense, and that some of you want realism only when it's convenient. So, people always cry about shooting, and all of a sudden, players magically using Ultra Instinct to teleport and steal the ball multiple feet away from them without even facing the ball multiple times a game is okay and realistic. So, it's basically what I was just saying. There's people that, I feel like if we want to make offense realistic, we got to make sure that defense also follows through with the same concept. Now, the interesting thing, which I haven't looked too much into, but just based on this past week, is we know that the player to court ratio was updated a little bit. We know that people are shorter on average this year in their My Players, other than centers. I think centers are about the same, but everybody else is shorter on average this year. And we know that the court maybe is a little bigger, player model's a little smaller, but the lane steals are just as bad, if not worse, than they've ever been, right? So what exactly was the point of changing the player to court ratio if we have the problems that we have now? And I guess that's an open-ended question because I don't know how to answer that question. I wouldn't say that it's a rhetorical question because I would like to know an answer to that question, but I don't know a proper answer to that question. But I would like to put that out there. And maybe if any of you have any good ideas as to why 2K has done what they've done the way they've done it this year, do let me know, because I am interested. I think this is a good time to put my Gamer Saloon ad. Hey 2K community, are you a competitive player who likes money? Prove it on Gamer Saloon, the ultimate arena for NBA 2K players. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, Gamer Saloon lets you challenge players from around the world and win real cash prizes. So no more playing 1v1s to brag about it. Now you can get paid for winning. Gamer Saloon offers a seamless platform with various tournaments and head-to-head matches, perfect for every level of player. Listeners of the NBA 2K podcast can sign up today at gamersaloon.com/ribpodcast. All one word, gamersaloon.com/ribpodcast. Link in the description. Okay, so why does everyone hate shooting RNG? Maybe I'm crazy. This is just a hot take. 2K is meant to be a basketball simulation. What's the issue with the occasional miss? So, the issue, I think, I'm going to speak personally, and then I'm going to say what I think the community thinks is the issue. Just last year, Mike Wang introduced green or miss. So, if you greened a shot, regardless of contest, it's going in. So you hit your window, that means you know your jumper, it's going in. This year, there was no talks of green or miss, I don't think. Somebody do correct me if I might be forgetting, but I don't think there were any talks of green or miss this year. The talks were rhythm shooting, the stick shooting, the new stick shooting is really, really good, and it's way better than button. And I think that's basically the gist of it. There's been no talk of there being a 100% green window. I think 2K Lab did some tests, and people are saying that there is no 100% green window, meaning that even if you know your jump shot, you are going to miss because the game is going to tell you to miss. So this comment here on NBA 2K subreddit is basically saying that's a good thing. People should miss some shots, and it should be easier to score the closer to the basket you are than from 40 feet. And somebody else is saying, I don't want to see fading threes going in at a high rate, and I think losing stamina should hurt your green window a lot. So last year, shooting at one point, you could do half court, you could do beyond half court shots consistently, all the time. I think patched this. Let's slow that down a little bit. This year, I saw a clip of somebody shooting a fade three from like 45 feet, like beyond half court. This year, I saw a clip. It wasn't even a rhythm stick shot. I don't know how he did it. I don't know if it's a Zen or a Titan device. I don't know if it's cheating of any sort or if it was just a lucky shot. I don't even think he had takeover. I don't understand how he made that. I don't know how much of an issue or a problem limitless shooting is. I have gold limitless myself. I've been able to shoot 35, 36 footers. I think my best online in a game is a 31 footer, so nothing like insane, but I don't know, missing a few shots. I feel like my personal thing is I think if you hit your window and you know your jump shot, you should be rewarded. Now, defense should be rewarded as well. If you play good defense and I hit my shot and you play good defense, there should be a balance to it. I think depending on the contest, maybe I need to be open more if the defender that's on me is really good, I shouldn't make a shot unless I'm open or wide open. Last year, I was making all kinds of contested shots. Yellow, reds did not matter. Percentages did not matter. I was making the shots because I was timing the green window. This year, again, it's not confirmed. This is just from 2K Lab. They've gotten things wrong before. It's possible that they're wrong. Until Mike Wang or somebody else from 2K says something official, we don't know for sure. But if this year there is no 100% green window, I'm going to be disappointed because it was just introduced last year. And it's just, why is it the whole shooting mechanic update every year? Why can't we have similar or maybe super small adjustments to things that take hours and hours and hours and hours of practice to get down? Why is every year a learning experience? Now, this is not to say that I don't think there shouldn't, I want the game to be the same every year. That's not what I'm saying. I'm specifically talking about shooting. Why is shooting a learning experience every single year? Why do we need to practice shooting every year because it's different every year? And we're not just practicing to get better because it's the same kind of shot or similar, maybe not the same but similar, and we need to put in time just to get good because that's what it takes. It doesn't feel that way. It feels like shooting is drastically different from last year. And I really liked shooting last year. I thought, again, I'm a fan of the 100% green or miss. I'm a fan of that. If shooting like last year was in 2K25, I would have fewer issues with the defense, with the lane steals, for example, because it doesn't really apply. But if I take a bad shot, if it's like a very tight contested shot and I hit my green window, I'm okay with missing that. I'm okay with missing it, not all the time, because sometimes NBA players will make heavy contested shots. They will. We've seen it. We see it every year. It happens all the time. But I would be more okay with that than with any shot, even wide opens, I could possibly miss because the game has a percentage where I'm not allowed to shoot 100%. So I don't know if there is a pure green window. I'm not sure. Again, everything that we know about this conversation is to do with the 2K Lab test, and people are saying 2K Lab said that there isn't one. We're gonna have to wait and find out more. Again, we're just a week in, and I like that 2K is slowing down the patches that they usually do at release. Previous years, there would be a lot of fixes and updates and changes to things really quickly. I think even last year there was changes to steals because rep steals were really strong, and there was changes to shooting, I believe, and limitless shooting was really strong. This year, there has to be there's going to be. I'm not going to say there has to be. There's going to be changes. If I had to say something that requires a change, look, some of the lane steals are crazy. They're kind of crazy. But I would like to see a pure green window be in the game. And if it already is in the game, I would like somebody to come out and be like, hey, actually, there is a pure green window. You just got to practice to get it. You just got to practice. You got to put time in. And you need so-and-so 3 rating, so-and-so mid-range rating to get it. You need so and so badge to get it. Whatever it takes, if there is one. But if there isn't, then letting us know would be. It's just every year there's a lot of trying to figure things out. Information that I think 2K should just come out and let us know so that we're not second guessing. So every year, people are. I see it all the time because of my position in the community as a moderator, and in our Reddit communities, and people saying, "Oh, the last patch changed my shot. The last patch did this and this. Now I can't shoot. Now this," and Mike Wang and 2K in general have come out and they say every time the patch does not mess around with shooting. The patches that they have for 2K do not change this or change that, and somebody ends up, I've seen people that are high reputation people in the 2K community calling 2K liars. I see it every year, and I think it's silly. I would like to think 2K wouldn't lie about things like that, because why would you? But more importantly, I would really like to see a lot of these questions that we have being answered about, what is the shooting in this game? Because last year I feel like we had more answers about the shooting. This year, it feels very unknown, and I love exploring and experimenting as much as anybody in video games. It's a fun aspect of video games, is figuring things out. But this is a basketball simulator game. This isn't Baldur's Gate where we're trying out different, build types, and we don't know if magic is stronger than, ranged, or whatever the case may be. This is a basketball game, and I feel like trying to figure out the shooting mechanics of a game, or why is defense the way that it is, or whatever the case, whatever the question, I feel like the exploration aspect in NBA 2K should be limited or restricted to people learning combos and learning how to play their own best version of whatever it is that they have as a build. It shouldn't be people trying to lab, is there a green window? Is there not a green window? That's 100%. It shouldn't be people, making builds not knowing is interior defense. Does it matter more this year? Does it matter less? Which badges are the most helpful? Which badges are not helpful at all? And it would save people a lot of trouble. And I guess that this episode was kind of ranty, but to summarize and to close this episode out, I am enjoying 2K25, playing on my little guard that can do everything. I am enjoying it, not as much as I thought I would be enjoying it at this time compared to last year. But it could just be a time thing. Maybe in a week, I'll be enjoying it way more. Maybe in 2 weeks, I'll be enjoying it way more. Maybe not. And that's okay, because there's a lot of people that are enjoying the game. A lot of people are happy with the game. I'm reading all the comments that people post on Reddit and Twitter and Discord, and a lot of people are happy. Some aren't, but some aren't every year. And maybe I'm part of the people, maybe I'm closer to the people that aren't than the people that are this year, and that's just the way things go sometimes. But we'll see. I will continue doing these episodes throughout the month. So thank you for listening to this one, and I'll see you on the next one.